Welcome to another Marvel Legend review. My name is US Agent 27 and I'm from the MUCollectorClub.com forums. And today we're going to take a look at the newly released, Iron Man Legend, and it's the Bleeding Edge Iron Man. I think they're calling it Modern Iron Man on the packaging. This figure is part of a 3-figure wave. The other figures in the wave are going to be Iron Patriot and the classic Iron Man that comes with the interchangeable head. This figure in particular is an armor that we have been waiting for as a Marvel Legend collector. I've definitely been waiting for this armor to make its appearance in Marvel Legends. We've got it in Marvel Universe, and it looks great. The figure did come out excellent. So if you guys want to stop watching the review now, you can do that. If you want to hear more about the figure, more about the articulation and paint, stick around. Alright, so let's get on to the figure review. First thing, let's talk about sculpt. One thing that I noticed right away when I pulled the figure, well, I didn't pull the figure out of the package, I actually got this shipped loose to me from a friend of mine, Workaholic on our forums. Again, Work, thank you very much for sending this to me. One thing I noticed right away about the figure is he's bigger. One of the complaints I had with the Extremis Iron Man is he was too small. He didn't look right. And I don't have the Extremis handy, but I do have the Iron Patriot. It also came in this wave to kind of show you for a size comparison. He stands so much shorter than him. And I have him standing flat. So you can kind of see this Iron Man's taller. He's also, I guess the word is beefier. He's bulkier. So it looks like there's actually a person inside the armor, which I do like. Let me adjust my light a little bit. There we go. Try and give you guys better angles. So, as far as sculpt goes, this is a new sculpt from everything I can see. I don't think anything's really been reused. It has a really nice metallic red paint on it. Now, on mine, all of where you see the little white dots inside, it doesn't come like that. I painted that. It actually comes with a solid blue. And I tried to paint it to kind of try to match it up against the Marvel Universe Bleeding Edge Armor Iron Man. The gold on it is a very nice gold. The red is almost got like a, not dry brushing, but it's almost like it's see-through metallic. It's got some really nice different tones in it. It looks great. I mean, this figure is definitely by far a really nice sculpted figure. Like I said, he's one that we've definitely been waiting for. So I'm going to give you a look at the back of him. So again, on the back, I painted just little white dots there. They nailed the figure. I think it looks exactly like he does in the comic books. I mean, he looks amazing. As far as articulation, let's start talking about articulation. So he has basically your standard Marvel Legend articulation. Let me back the camera up a little bit. His head, and this is part of the problem, only goes up about that far. It will go down about that far. So he doesn't have a lot of range of movement in his head, and you know, he will move side to side, no problem. His head is on a ball joint. It's not on I don't think it's on a hinge. We're going to pull the head off in a minute, and I'm going to show you something. And you would probably think, well, that's a bad thing. He makes up for it in another area, and I'll show you that in a second. He has ball jointed shoulders that go up about that far on each side. Nice ratchet joints on everything, very tight joints. And of course, his arms go all the way around. Swivel at the bicep, double jointed elbows. And then at his wrist, he does have a wrist joint, so he can put his hand down like that. But even better, you can kick his hand up. So he's like that. He's firing off a repulsor blast. This wrist is also the same. Now, why you'd want to kick his fist up like that, I don't know. But you can kick it kind of down or angle it. And like I said, I think that these hands, I haven't tried this yet. Well, I think you can pop the hands out, and you could swap them if you have other figures that have the swappable hands, like the Iron Man 2-pack. I'm probably going to try that off camera. We're going to come to his waist articulation, or his chest articulation last. He has a swivel at the waist. He has those new T-joints. I think that's what they're called, is a T-joint at the leg with the upper thigh cut, kind of like Bucky Cap. So it can go up, it can go back about that far, it'll go out all the way. Double jointed knees, very nice joints. And probably the best thing about this figure, no swivel at the calf or anything like that, but his foot will go down, it'll go up, and we get a really, really nice ankle pivot. So you can get Bleeding Edge Iron Man in a very, very cool dynamic pose. You know, you'll have no problem posing this guy for sure. And all these joints are new. I'm trying to break them in. Alright, so I was talking about before how his head doesn't want to go up that far. He has an incredibly, incredibly deep, deep ab crunch. So he'll go down about that far, and you're like, well, that's not that far. He'll go back that far. So you can get him into a really, really nice flying pose. You just kind of maneuver him a little bit. So if you have some flight stands, you can, this ab crunch makes up for the lack of head movement, in my opinion. I haven't seen that deep of an ab crunch on an Iron Man figure before. I was blown away by that. So definitely, I mean, he goes back far, almost perpendicular. Very, very cool. So like I said, you can get Iron Man some really, really cool poses. You don't have to really work at it. You're gonna see some people will ask right away, well, can he do the ground pound pose where he's got like this one arm down, he's kind of looking, and he's got this arm up, and can he do that pose? No, he's not that articulated. He can't do that pose, but you can get him in some other great poses, and especially because of that deep ab crunch. I mean, if you got him on a flight stand, for example, he's gonna look awesome. But yeah, I really, really dig this figure. I think that they did a great job with it. I mean, I think that the paint on it is perfect. The sculpt on it is perfect. It's a great representation of the character. And then the last thing I wanted to show you is you can pop the head off of him. So, if you have, just to show you the head, his head, oh, it is on a swivel. Mine's just, oh, it's very, very tight. Look at that. You guys hear that? So we'll try moving his head back further when I put him back on. But if you have the Tony Stark head from the 2-pack, it will fit on, no problem. And then you have a unmasked Iron Man. I'm really tempted to grab another one of these once they hit retail, and I'm going to give collectors in my area a chance to get them. I'm not going to run out and buy like 20 of them and try to scalp them on eBay or anything like that. I think these are going to be plentiful in the area, especially this guy. He's packed, I think, 2 to a case. But I do want to grab another one, and I think I'm going to have an unmasked Iron Man, because I really like the way that looks. So let's try taking this head back off. We'll push his head back a little bit now that we know that there's a joint there, and we'll try to pop his head back on. And of course I can't get it. Try there. I always get nervous doing reviews in this room because I always tend to lose things. Oh, I take it back. His head will go back quite a bit. So again, couple that with, yeah, that's pretty good. You just have to kind of maneuver it. Yeah, I take it back. His head does go back quite a bit. Look at that. So overall, should you get this figure? Absolutely. Great, great figure. In my opinion, perfect figure. I don't think we could have asked for a better Iron Man. I mean, he's standing, I just put him in a quick pose, and he's standing on his legs, no problem. And his feet are completely flat. So again, that's my review of Iron Man. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you guys want to see reviews on the other figures in this wave, definitely let me know. But if I were you, I would go out on February 11th when these are supposed to hit stores, and I would grab them right away. Don't let this one slip you by, guys. Alright, guys, this has been US Agent 27 from the MUCollectorClub.com forums. I hope you guys come check us out and see what we're all about. Thanks.